Hi, Tyria, and happy Friday. Welcome to our big Guild Wars 2 Living World Announcement live event. I'm your host, Ruby, for the pre-show. I am super excited for you guys to find out what we have to tell you at 9 o'clock. The Moore Theater is filling up behind me, and we are all incredibly excited for 9 o'clock. To help you pass the time until 9 o'clock, because I know you're all as impatient, as excited as I am, we're going to talk to some of the familiar faces in our Guild Wars 2 community, starting with this first friend. Hi, this is a face that a lot of you know, but I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Camille Meese, also known as Rin. I'm a community content creator and partner for Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us, well, first tell us a little bit about why you love Guild Wars 2.
Why I love it?
You have to pick one.
I have to pick just one. Only
just
one? Asura. Done. That's it.
Pick another one. No.
No. No, I love the aesthetic. The community as well has been a huge pickup for that. There's so much to love about this game, and you always come back. Like, I can't stay away from it.
Yeah. So why don't you talk a little bit about what you do for the Guild Wars 2 community?
So I am, as I said, a content creator in which I actually make art. So a lot of the art that I make is anywhere from product with for fans by fans to just fun little posters and stuff that I will give away to people. I love creating a lot of the different characters and stuff like that. I love painting different things from people's actual characters to you name it. So it's all out there.
Yeah, including that adorable pin that you're wearing.
The little enamel pin here is the Arene pin that is up there. It is iodized, so it's got a rainbow shine to it. It's
I love it. All right, and another thing that you design are T-shirts.
I did.
Speaking of T-shirts, you want me to hold this for a second while you ditch the hoodie?
Could you really
Yeah, so Camille has designed a new T-shirt for the next Living World thing that I'm not going to tell you about quite yet. But Camille has designed this. Where can they get this, or do you have the only one?
Yes, the one and only. You will never. No, just
that's not nice.
It is actually available right now, as far as I know, on For Fans by Fans. If not, it will be up in just a moment. So please check out For Fans by Fans, not just for my stuff, but for everybody else's, because it's all fan created. So everybody else that is also a community content creator makes amazing stuff on there. So my shirt will be there. There's also the Arena enamel pins. There's other Arena t-shirts. There's Choyas. There's Chards. You name it, it's all there, from mouse pads, lids. It's so cool. I really love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, I have one last question for you.
Yes.
Are you ready for 9 o'clock?
No, I'm not. I want to. Yes, I'm ready.
I am
ready.
I am incredibly excited. All right, why don't we have you hand it off to our next friend? I will take
good.
this. I will see you after the show. Have a wonderful time. All right, 1 second, and we're going to talk to another person, Anna. Hi, how are you?
Everyone.
Are you excited?
Good. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'll take it. Why don't you introduce yourself to those of us in our community who don't know you?
My name is Anna He. In the internet, I am known as Seattle Cosplay, and I've been cosplaying Guild Wars 2 since the year the game came out, actually. Yeah, it's really exciting.
Since 2012. Yeah, your Sylvari cosplay was one of my favorite cosplays ever. I loved it.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Seattle Cosplay, because you've been doing some amazing things.
I started Seattle Cosplay because I was working at a desk job, and my background was always in fashion design, and I wanted to be still involved in that. And I started playing a lot of Guild Wars 2 and various other video games, and making high fantasy cosplay is now my passion.
Yeah, you've done really, really good work. And you sat for a Guild Wars 2 painting last year, right?
I did, and this is my favorite gear set, bioluminescence.
Your bioluminescent setting is what Aaron Coberly, one of our artists, painted for, was it PAX last year?
I think it was PAX, the art panel last year, yes.
We ended up auctioning that for charity, so thank you so much for your contribution for that.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Two last questions. What do you love about Guild Wars 2?
So what I love about Guild Wars 2 is the people I meet. My guild is amazing. We care about each other in real life as well as on game time. So that is one thing I really enjoy. I mean, I'm not even that good at the game, but
I've played with you. You're fine.
But just having time to hang out with my guildies every day is just amazing. That's my favorite part.
All right. Last question. Are you ready for 9 o'clock?
I am so excited. We've been talking about it since the announcement came out. So.
We are 25 minutes away. All right.
Thank
and
you.
Speaking of charity, I will take that, and I will see you after the show. Thank you. Speaking of charity, we have two of my favorite people coming up next. Hi, Mel.
Hi.
All right. I will let you both introduce yourselves. Okay. Mel?
So I'm Mel Sayre, or Zorav, as some people might know me on the interwebs, right? And I run the Guild Wars 2 Artist Collective, which is a group of about 200-ish different artists from around the world. They composed of both artists and writers and cosplayers and other people who do things for the Guild Wars 2 community. And when we come together a few times a year, basically, to create different projects.
Okay, awesome. And Lou?
Hi, I'm Lou Educci, sometimes known as Hero by Clicking on the interwebs. We all have those.
We have our interwebs names.
Interwebs names, right? I'm Director of Community for Extra Life at Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, so I get to work with amazing people like you all who decide to play games and heal kids.
That's weird, because I get to work with amazing people like you,
I
so
know.
it works out really well for everyone involved. So Mel is working on a really exciting project right now. Why don't you talk a little bit about Turian Gazette?
Sure.
And this is a special interest to you.
Oh, of course.
Surprise!
I brought him here for a reason.
Yeah, no, it's like it matches up at some
I had a
point.
plan, you guys.
Woo! So Turian Gazette is a project where the collaborators from the Guild Wars 2 Artist Collective and the community are coming together to make an in-world magazine. So the idea is that anybody could pick this magazine up off of a stand in the Turian world, and it would represent what the world is like in that moment. So it basically is like the experience of any citizen that would be walking the streets. And so all the contributors were challenged to basically have that mindset of being in the world in that moment. So what would you see? What would you do? What would you be thinking if you were in Divinity's Reach? Things along that nature.
Okay. And that is on Indiegogo right now.
Yes, it is. It is actually live for 12 more days. So we're getting near to the home stretch. For those who aren't familiar, we also did Tyrian Tarot last year, and so this is our second big one on Indiegogo. And so, yeah, 12 more days. We can do this.
12 more days. So this is getting funded really, really well. Thanks to all of you. You have all done amazing pitching in. It's fantastic to see how excited you all are. We actually have a book over here that I have forgotten to get. If somebody is able to possibly grab that book for me. If not, that's totally fine. I just looked over and kind of panicked, like, oh, I don't have it. So we can kind of see the quality of the work. But what are you going to do with all of this money?
We actually donate it to Extra Life. So, surprise!
Surprise! You had no idea. Lou is totally shocked by this right now. All right, so Lou, why don't you talk a little bit about what Extra Life does? Because I am incredibly passionate about this charity, and you put me to shame.
No. So Extra Life unites gamers from across the globe to unite and raise critical life-saving funds for children's hospitals across North America. So it's a way for you to connect with your community, tell the stories of all the kids in all of our hospitals who need that funding, who need that help. We see over 10 million kiddos a year, 62 kids a minute. So all the money that's raised to people organizing events like our game day event or like our tabletop appreciation event, where you host an event, you ask friends and family to donate, and that money stays local at your local children's hospitals. 170 children's hospitals in our network, and there's likely one near you if you're in North America. So the funds that you're raising through your amazing art, beautiful art, is definitely going to have substantial impact on that community.
They, the funds stay local to the hospitals that you donate to. I've talked about this before. If you're familiar with Team ArenaNet's Extra Life initiatives, I have several personal Extra Life stories. I actually have one. My niece was born a couple of months ago with a heart defect and stayed at a Children's Miracle Network hospital and is doing fantastically well now. But initiatives like Extra Life are the reason that she is here with us today. And initiatives like yours, Mel, are what helps pay for that and helps cover that and helps cover treatment and equipment and studies and research and all of these things that help take care of these kids and and save their lives. So I would like you to show this off so we can see the amazing work that you do. I will hold this.
There you go.
And I will just do this for you.
Oh, good.
Teamwork. We got this.
Okay, so so the book, this is this is Journeys actually, which is our 2018 Winter's Day zine. So we actually did 2 consecutive Winter's Day zines. Both were themed differently. So this one was based off of short stories and artwork throughout the book. And so this one was 234 pages, and it's a softbound Turian Gazette, which is a magazine style. It is actually a collector's edition, which is hardbound. So it's actually bigger than this, and it actually has a slipcase that we already unlocked. and a whole bunch of other goodies as well. So it is different than this one, but this is an example of our work from last year.
Yeah,
So.
and the incredible quality that you all put forward. I am super excited to get my hands on mine. So 12 more days. If you have not gotten in on the Turian Gazette to help support Extra Life Charity, you have 12 more days to do so. Get in there and get yours. All right, thank you both. Enjoy the event. Are you both super excited?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
All right.
timer, right? We have 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Why would you do that to me? 20 minutes. I cannot wait. The clock is simultaneously going so slowly and so fast. I want it here now, and we need to get this. We need to get this going. I am dying to share it with all of you. All right.
So
Thank
excited.
you both.
Thank you.
I will see you after the show.
Great.
Have fun.
Yep.
All right. Next up, hey. All right. Hi. And oh, hi. I met you last year. All right. I will let you introduce yourself. It's on. You're good.
Well, I'm Jonathan. I'm just a fan, really. But I'm here showing. Oh,
Hi. All right. So this is happening to me. Is this yours?
this
Hi.
this
what's
is
your
my
name?
Troya.
And what are you doing here? Are you? That's just how Choyas be. Hi.
Hello. So these are things that are made by my wife. Purple Llama is what she goes by online. She just does something every year, basically.
Yeah. Both of you. The work that Purple Llama does is incredible, and she's one of the people that we are super excited to see the creation every year. So why don't you introduce us to your friend here?
All right. So yeah, this little guy is Henry. As you may notice, he is a backpack griffin. So he's a mini griffin, but a hatchling. And then this is a Troya. I'm not sure what its name is. He's never said.
No. Will you tell us your name? No. Okay. So it's cool. I'm not going to do harm to the Choya to find out if there's like fruit inside. You seem to be a benign Choya, like maybe you're from Prickle Patch Hollow. I'm comfortable with that. Thank you so much for sharing this. Are you super excited for today?
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to it a lot. It's been a highlight coming up for months.
Yeah, I am so glad. You only have like 20 more minutes to wait. All right, thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, Choya. It turns out I don't know how to talk to Choyas.
They're really hard to talk to. I've found it's very intimidating.
Okay, I'll let you and your friend. I'll take that. Thank you guys so much. I think I heard a Choya noise, you guys. That was amazing. All right, we have one more community member to talk with. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing real well. How
Awesome.
are you?
Up here.
Up here?
Yeah.
That's good.
All right.
Okay.
I will let you introduce yourself to the community for people who don't know you. I mean, I feel like we have a guess as to who you are.
Yeah, it's actually totally unrelated. No, my name is Kevin Healy. I'm known in the Guild Wars community as Felix Omni. I'm one of the admins of the Guild Wars 2 Wiki.
Awesome. All right, so what do you love about Guild Wars 2?
Well, like, almost... Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
What I love about Guild Wars 2 is the story, the way it brings people together, and really the vibrant fan community that works on almost every aspect of the game alongside the developers.
Yeah. All right, so I would love to talk to you a little bit about how our community, because the wiki is entirely community driven.
Yes,
this
that's
is
right.
a thing that all of you do.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm just going to help you with that a little bit because I want to this is important. I want to make sure they can hear what you have to say about this. How can players most help with the wiki?
Sure. Well, the fact of the matter is that almost anything players do on the wiki is going to help. There are all sorts of contributors to the wiki, and some people will take on, huge projects. They'll do, hundreds of file uploads, screenshots. Some players are only comfortable doing, small tweaks to grammar and to, small just written text. And then other players aren't comfortable editing the wiki directly at all, and they just give us information to put up there. And all of those are valid approaches to contributing, and we appreciate all of it.
So if they don't feel comfortable with code and that kind of thing, how can they give you the information directly?
So there's a couple ways. There is a Guild Wars 2 Wiki Discord, which you can get to from the Wiki main page. And you can always discuss anything that you want added or changed there. Or on each page, there's now a tab near the top of the page that says Leave Feedback, and it will bring up a pre-written form where you can just dump any information you want, and it'll show up as a pre-formatted talk page comment. And then anyone on the wiki can see that and add it to the page for you.
Awesome. And what if I'm in game and want to find something out on the wiki? What can I do?
/wiki.
Okay, that was actually sort of unintentional, but I was like, oh wait, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
If you are in game and there's something that you're maybe stuck on or you aren't sure about or you want to learn more about, chances are our wiki community has taken care of it because they are incredible.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, we are less than 15 minutes out, you guys. We are so close. Are you ready? Are you excited?
Oh, I'm excited.
All right. Well, I will let you take your seat, and I will see you after the show.
All right, thank you.
All right, have fun. All right, and that is it for me. We have under 15 minutes left. I will let you guys watch the crowd, watch the snowstorm, watch this crowd. Everybody is super excited. Okay, all right, this person's guild is watching, so hello to this person's guild. All right, we will see you guys in 15 minutes. Bye.
It's showtime. Please welcome your host from Kinda Funny, Greg Miller.
What's up, Guild Wars 2 community? How are you guys today? How are you guys today? Oh my goodness, I love this audience already. Thank you so much for everyone here in Seattle for joining us in the historic Moore Theater. How are you guys doing today? I'm going to need you to keep that energy up all day long, ladies and gentlemen. You have a whole bunch of developers back there who have been busting their buns, making an amazing showcase today for you. So please, when they get out here and you see something you like, cheer, give it to them. When they say something you don't like, boo them until you are hoarse. Just boo them until nothing else. Thank you, everyone, of course, for joining us today. Is everybody ready to hear about Guild Wars 2 in the living world? Excellent. If you said no, you were about to have a very boring hour. We are going to be premiering the first look at the all-new Living World story coming to Guild Wars 2. Everyone is so excited to share it with you. But before we get to all of that, please put your hands together and help me welcome Game Director Mike Z to the stage.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of you joining us here in Seattle, those of us who are joining online. Guild Wars 2 is a very, very special game because of this community. So first and foremost, I definitely want to thank you for helping us celebrate this week the 7th anniversary of Guild Wars 2. The love and passion that you all show this franchise is what drives us every single day. So I speak for the entire team on Guild Wars 2 when I say that we are pumped to finally show you and unveil the next chapter of Living World. But before I get to that, I want to take a quick, brief moment to look at where the game is today. Since Path of Fire launched in 2017, there has been an amazing amount of content added to this game. We continued the epic story in the Elonian Desert after the defeat of Balthazar and the struggle of emerging powers in the vacuum that happened thereafter. In 6 episodes across Season 4, we put you face to face with Krakatork in 2 massive confrontations, and also helped you prepare Aurene for the next chapter of Tyria. We welcome back 2 classic festivals, Dragon Bash and Festival of the Four Winds, in addition to adding additional content to all of our existing festivals. We introduced 3 additional mounts, the Speedy Roller Beetle, the Battle-Hardened Warclaw, and the Soaring Skyscale, giving you all new ways to explore the massive world of Tyria. For our PvP players, we rolled out new maps, new rewards. We just started Season 18, and very, very shortly, we're about to begin public testing of Swiss-style tournaments. On the World versus World side, we released private squad support, new rewards, the previously mentioned Warclaw, and new live events. The next major focus for us is landing world restructuring, aimed at creating a more balanced and automated environment. Earlier this week, we also introduced Cooking 500 to the chefs of Tyria, and they've been... So you can find even more delicious meals being made within the game. Dedicated players also now have more flexibility in customizing their builds with the introduction of legendary runes and sigils, allowing you to create the perfect gear stats for any situation. And this leads to perhaps our biggest quality of life improvement for these dedicated fans. Character builds and gear templates are coming to Guild Wars 2 in the near future. This means that players will be able to easily share their builds and switch between different loadouts with ease. You'll be equipped with the most appropriate gear for whatever activity you're doing, whether you're showing off in Lion's Arch, optimizing for raids, or getting ready for the next big clash in World vs. World. You'll have full control over your character's kit. All of these content updates, features, and quality of life improvements continue to be given for free with no monthly subscription fee. To the community, the team at ArenaNet is continually humbled and amazed at your streams, your tweets, your fan art, and most importantly, your support over the last 2 years. The stories that you share with us mean so much. We've aimed at making Guild Wars 2 one of the best valued MMORPGs on the market, and we couldn't have done it without your support. So, you may be asking, where do we go from here? Well, we're here to pull back the curtain on the continued commitment we have for Guild Wars 2 and the next chapter of Living Story. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to the new season.
You do not fear death. You fear something far worse. You fear outliving the ones you swore to protect. You fear the day your children no longer feel the chill of the frost or the warmth of the flame. It is this fear that is your enemy, not I. The prison in which all races of Tyria suffer. But you need not fear me, champion. For I can set you free. Join me, and you shall have the strength to protect your people in the trials to come. Stand against me, and you stand alone.
So, in the Iceburg Saga, there are whispers of a stirring trouble in the northern Shiver Peaks, and we're going to be putting you and your allies front and center as the threat slowly reveals itself. The northern reaches of Tyria are a blasted wasteland of ice and frost, the original home to the heroic Norn and the Char races. So, what this means is that we're going to be pulling back the curtain on these two cultures to take an even more important role in the story. You're going to be able to explore the personal histories of fan-favorite characters like Ritlock and Bram. You're going to go toe-to-toe with the Icebrood themselves, Jormag's twisted cult of Norn, who serve as avatars of the dragon's corrupting power. And we're excited to announce that the Iceburg Saga begins on September 17th with a prologue episode that will be free for all players who own Guild Wars 2 Path of Fire. But that's not all. So, with the Iceburg Saga, not only is now a great entry point for new players to come join us in Tyria, to get all of our free rolling updates, the new improvements, the new content, but beginning today, we are making it even easier for everyone to get into Guild Wars 2. When you purchase Path of Fire, starting in about 15 minutes, Heart of Thorns, our first expansion, will be included for free. This means that moving forward, there's one single purchase that gives you access to both the Maguma and its masteries like gliding, and the Elonian Desert and the mounts. So if you've never experienced Guild Wars 2 before, or have yet to try the revolutionary genre-defining mounts, this is the perfect time to jump in. For those of you who have already purchased Heart of Thorns and have enjoyed countless hours in the Maguma, we want to show you our appreciation for your loyalty. And with that, we're going to release the support through an exclusive Heart of Thorns Veterans Pack. This Veterans Pack includes a Mordrum-themed glider, a new title Vanguard, both of which can only be obtained through this, and a voucher for one of 16 possible Gem Store armor piece skins. For players who already own Path of Fire, but not Heart of Thorns, later this week, you will receive the expansion added free to your account. All of this will start being rolled out early next week, because, PAX is kind of important. So, from all of us on the Guild Wars 2 team, we are incredibly thankful and humbled by your continued support for this franchise. We know our fans are the absolute best, and you are what motivates us to push ourselves to create great content year after year. So from all of us, thank you.
Let's keep it going for Mike, everybody. Huh? Were we happy with that? I know the one person up front with the woo, I know you're very excited, but that's what I want. You guys are a great audience, I want you to know, because everybody back there, of course, yesterday in rehearsal, super like, oh my God, like, oh, are they going to like it or what's going to happen? And you guys are killing it. Thank you so much. Guys, they like it. You did all right. That's just the start, though, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, it's an amazing trailer, but let's talk about what's actually happening in Icebrood. Please welcome to the stage, alongside me, Julian Norden, and, of course, Novera King, the narrative team. Come on out here. Thanks so much, Julian. Novera, how are you?
Thanks for having us. Hi, guys.
Is it a weight off your shoulders? People know now. You don't have to worry about leaking anything. You're okay.
Yeah, you have no idea.
I bet. I think, when I got announced as the host for this, obviously I started going to the communities, talking to everybody about it. One of the big questions was, where are we going? What are we going to be doing? What are the inspirations for where you're going? You're obviously Shiver Peaks, right? Icebrood. What did you guys look to? What did you want to accomplish with this setting?
Yeah, so Guild Wars 2 has a really incredibly rich lore, populated with really fantastic characters, and we've barely scratched the surface of that. So far, we've tackled 3 of the Elder Dragons. We've gotten Zaitan, Mordremoth, and Krakatorek, but there's 3 left. And we really wanted to get back to what makes the game great, which is the player races. And we haven't given as much love to the Char and the Norn as we've given to the others. The Sylvari had Heart of Thorns, and the humans kind of took center stage in Alona. So the Shiver Peaks really seemed to us the perfect setting to tell a different type of dragon story centered around the Char and the Norn. We're kind of wondering, what's the new status quo now that 3 of the Elder Dragons are gone, 2 are asleep, and we don't know what's going on with the 3rd one. They aren't what we thought they were, and we're starting to wonder, and it turns out Dormag is wondering what the new status quo is, too.
I can't imagine he's happy. It seems like there's a lot going on in his world, right?
he's got a pitch. Yeah.
And so, Novera, for you, what does it all mean? What does it all shake down for?
Well, part of the awesome thing about going to the Shiver Peaks is that we're going to have the opportunity to really get immersed into Norn and Char culture, which I'm super excited about personally. I think, with Bram and Ritlock, we've had friends who are Norn and Char and Norn. Bram and Ritlock. Norn and Char.
Yeah.
These are the kind of things you got to lock up now, otherwise the Twitch chat eating you alive, right?
Yeah, don't.
No.
Just nerves, guys. Just nerves. A lot of you. Hi.
Everybody, this is Novera. You can say hi back.
Hi. Thanks. I feel a lot lot better now. So part of what's awesome is that we're going to have this opportunity to really see their homelands and see Norn through Norn eyes and Char through Char eyes. And when we get to have that opportunity where we're immersed, we get to understand the nuances of those cultures, not just what makes them awesome to play, but who they really are. And, you know, every culture, no culture is a monolith, right? So we're going to have lots of different opinions and points of view, and that offers us as writers amazing conflict and drama opportunities to bring you guys really stellar entertaining content.
I was going to say, what is that like for you guys, right? Because again, since the launch of Guild Wars 2, people have known about the Char, they've known about the Norn, right? Like they want to know their characters based around these people. You've seen 1, you've seen 2. What's it like to now go and get invested in those civilizations?
I think part of it is that, you know, especially with our very first episode, where the prologue, Bound by Blood.
And yeah, well, what's that all about? Why is it a prologue and not episode 1? That's a great question.
Well, we want to have an opportunity to celebrate, you know, this new era. Kralkatorrik's gone. He's been, you know, a really dark force over Tyria for so long. And so we wanted this opportunity to really celebrate and have that time before we bridge into the next event. So
Is that what we're calling it?
You know,
The event.
it is an Iceburg Saga, so I feel like, you know.
Oh, I got questions about that too, don't worry.
Okay. But I think part of it also is that so the first prologue episode, we're jumping right in with the Char. It is the all-Legion rally on the Char Blood Legion homelands. We're bringing everybody in. We've got Blood, we've got Ash, we've got Iron. We've even got Flame, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for.
Back.
Flame Legion is back. So it's sort of one of those, I mean, the Flame Legion, they are Char. They are part of Tyria. What has the death of Kralkatorrik meant for them? We're going to get an opportunity to see that, but also on a more personal level, I mean, let's think about the Char. They're a very military, group-oriented society that has a structure unlike anything else in Tyria. What does family mean to Char? And with Ritlock, if anybody's been following his twine, he's kind of maturing a little bit in his outlook, but he's been away for a long time. So we're going to have this opportunity to delve into his history and relationships. You know, he mentioned in the twine he had cubs.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, there's a thing. But also he has a relationship with the Blood Legion Imperator. So we're Bangar Ruinbringer, we're going to get to see him and spend some time with him, and the other Imperators are going to get face time too. Because let's face it, it's the dawn of a new era. What does that mean for the Char? What does that mean for everybody? But does this mean the Char, the treaties that brought all the different races together, are those still valid? Some have questions about that. Is it time for all the legions to come together? Is it time for another Con-er? Is it time for a different path entirely? I think, you know, different characters.
Tell us the answers.
I
know the answers.
I'm just giving y'all teases. These are just teases. You got to come and play. But, you know, this is one of those moments where we're going to have the opportunity to see the different perspectives from different characters and see where that takes us. And then Julia can tell us more about the Norn.
Yeah, the Norn. So, give it up.
Seriously, Norn.
Kind of each race in Tyria is connected to an elder dragon, and the Norn are the ones that are connected with Jormag. So they have a really personal history with this dragon. For those of you in the audience, maybe this is your first time coming to a Guild Wars 2 event, don't know a lot about the game. When the dragons first awoke, Jormag drove the Norn out of their ancestral homelands, and they settled further south in this settlement called Holbreck. And the Norn had this prophecy about the Fang of the Serpent, which is one of Jormag's teeth that they have hanging up in there. And the Norn, to crack that Fang, is going to be the one to slay Jormag and bring them back home again. In Season 3, Bram cracked that Fang.
Good job.
He also went to go slay Jormag and failed pretty spectacularly. He showed back up, and we don't know what became of his guild. We don't know what the repercussions are. For the Norn, who have this culture that's focused on legend and reputation, to go and do that and fail has some pretty meaningful consequences, and we're going to experience those with him firsthand. We've also got the Sons of Svanir, who are a dragon worship. Boo! Right? They're a dragon worshiping cult. They worship Jormag, and they're all dudes. We'll we'll get to that in the game, but they're all dudes. But they've been kind of watching from the shadows for the last few years, seeing us kill Zaitan, seeing us kill Mordremoth, seeing us kill Kralkatorrik.
And this seems against their core values.
This is good against their core values. Some keen players noticed some Sons of Svanir having some opinions about that at Dragon Bash. So we're going to explore that in a bigger way. And Jormag's kind of a little anxious about that too. The other things that we want to look at in the Shiver Peaks region are the spirits of the wild. The Norn follow these spirit guides. You can choose, if you play a Norn, between snow leopard, bear, raven, and wolf. But we also have some ones that went missing. That when the Norn fled south, they stayed behind to kind of fend Jormag off. So that's owl, wolverine, ox, eagle, and we're going to let you guys know what happened to them this season, too. Yeah!
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys have been wondering about a lot of things as far as the Norn are concerned, and behind me, we've got the Codens, so you'll be visiting with them as well and learning more about kind of their relationship to the Norn.
Now, I'm looking through the notes I jotted down, and Julia, you just slipped up.
No, I didn't.
You called it a season.
Previously.
It says very clearly
Iceburg
Saga.
Yes.
I've seen the Twitch chat since the announcement. What is going on? What is the difference? Is this a full-blown season? Is this don't try to dance out of it.
I gotta help my girl out. I gotta help my girl out.
Thank you.
Yes, all right. It is a saga, but that doesn't mean that you can still expect the awesome episodic content that you're used to. The difference is we've now got 4 content teams, and so that kind of gives us a little bit of leeway on what a release is.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's going to be a story-focused episode, but it could also mean on expanding existing content or focusing on another element of the game or trying a new type of content that we've never tried before. So we also have some surprises we want to slide in. And I think the design team is going to speak to some of that, too, in a few minutes here.
It's bigger than a season. It's a saga.
It feels like it gives you more leniency.
It
You
does.
can try things, right?
It's fluid, it's flexible, but the most important point is it's the new chapter. We're starting a new point in Tyria's history, we're moving forward, and we really wanted to make it a great, accessible place for new players who aren't familiar with the franchise to jump on and have a wonderful time.
Yes.
Okay. Does that sound good to you guys? I was worried about the saga versus season thing. I didn't know how that would go over. Julia Novera, thank you so much for coming out. Please. Great work. Get back to making the game. Looking great. All this talk of ice fruit. I feel like I need a jacket because it's cold. They say I'm only kind of funny. Sorry. My next guest, ladies and gentlemen, have been hard at work designing all the fun you're going to be having when you start playing on September 17th. Please welcome to the stage Clayton and Jason from the gameplay team. Come on, guys. Right. Power. Hey, man. Thanks for coming out. So, I mean, really, this saga's already begun, right? You guys up to the cooking level. Everybody lost their minds, even when it got mentioned in the opening. I mean, what else can you possibly do in this? What do you guys have planned?
Yeah, we have a ton of new stuff, right? And so I'll talk about some of those things. Some of them, not all of them, right? I know.
Boom, I've told you.
So we're going to be starting off with the prologue episode, which is called Bound by Blood. That is going to be set in the location that is often requested by fans, which is the Char homelands, called Grothmar Valley. Yeah. Right. But then from there, with episode 1 and episode 2, we're going to the far Shiver Peaks, and that is the furthest north we've ever been in GW2. So suffice to say, the commander's going to need a jacket. It's going to be a little bit chilly. So then from there, we're going to go into some masteries. Z had alluded before that we will be taking existing masteries and bringing them into future content. So expect things, like gliding, jumping mushrooms, updrafts, right? But we're also continuing our horizontal progression philosophy by introducing a new mastery line, starting with episode 1. That mastery line will actually evolve and grow into episode 2. And if you're wondering what that is, it is actually going to be exploring the history of the Norn deities called the Spirits of the Wild. And for episode 1, the first spirit is going to be the Raven Spirit. So, yeah.
Are we getting some cool third eye abilities and all?
All the third eyes.
Okay, all the third eyes. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, and you'll be able to harness the power of the Raven Spirit to unlock its cryptic secrets and all of its different powers. Z had mentioned it's a really great jumping off point, and he's absolutely right. It's a fresh arc. It's a fresh story. It's a great jumping off point for old players, new players, and players who just want to continue this crazy ride.
Now, you talk about it being a jumping off point. Again, Prologue, not Episode 1. This is the start of the saga, or even before the start of the saga, if that's how prologues work. What does that mean? What are you introducing here? How does that influence the rest of the story going forward?
So with the prologue, we are, as everyone said multiple times, we're going to Grothmar Valley. But back in Season 4, we killed the Elder Dragon Kralkatorrik. And so all the Char warbands are grouping up to come together in a peaceful, big-ass party. So there's going to be rock concerts, there's derby racing, Colosseum battles, ceremonial burning of the Flame Legion effigies.
Yeah!
I mean, look at this.
This is where I want to go. This is where I want to party.
I know. Look at that laser pointer show. Kitty's losing their minds. But yeah, so Bond of Blood is the prologue is going to be a lot of what you guys are familiar with already with our releases. Going into episode 1 and 2 that Clayton and I are working on, we're trying out some new stuff. And so episode 1 and 2 have a deeply intertwined story. And it's also going to be a tone difference from the prologue because there's a pretty heavy inspiration from Lovecraftian horror. So a little bit darker.
Not as many rock concerts in Lovecraftian horror. No.
I know Cthulhu could kill it on the drums. I was just saying. But yeah, so there's going to be a dynamic growth of the map between episode 1 and 2. The new areas, new stories, new achievements, new events, mastery unlocks, all that across the 2 episodes. And we're really looking forward to this different dynamic approach.
What about new bosses? I think that's something you guys have been known for, right? Giant things that we can all go pummel.
Yeah. What are players going to be hitting with their sticks?
Yes.
Right? And how are we going to be hitting these things with our sticks? And so
keyboard, mouse, generally.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But we're excited to announce a new feature that will answer that question in the form of strike missions. And so what strike missions are going to allow players to group up to 10 people and take on challenging boss encounters. It's going to be introductory into raid content, but without a lot of the stress.
Oh, nice.
Right? And yeah. We heard all you. It can be intimidating sometimes to get into that twitchy type of content, the high choreographed content, and so we want to introduce something that is going to be that stepping stone into something.
I assume more digestible too. Like raids are great, right? But there's such a time commitment.
They're extreme time commitment. Sometimes it's really hard to even get a bunch of friends together, right? Different time zones, like all different types of stuff like that. So we're introducing a public mode with this, which will allow you to group up to people in the map looking for the same boss that you're trying to take out, right? So we're really excited about that. And let's see, with Prologue, we're actually introducing the first one, which is this ice brood construct. He's right behind me, super scary. But what's interesting about this guy is he's going to evolve from the Prologue to episode 1. So not only in his model, but also in his game mechanics as well. And then in episode 1, back to Lovecraftian horror that you're speaking to, Jason, we're going to introduce this thing called a bone skinner. And this thing is terrifying.
No.
It's going to haunt you.
Don't want that. Don't want that.
It's going to set traps. It's going to ambush you. It's going to throw its voice to trick you. It is going to be a force of nature in this map. So you're going to be constantly looking over your shoulder to see where this thing is.
How often do you walk around the office looking at him going, "Bone Skinner's ready"?
Every day, Greg. Every day. People are actually upset with me, but it's fine.
It's really annoying.
Right.
Actually, if you meet this guy afterwards, talk about WWFs. You have to talk about the wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just do it now.
It's a big
thing.
Right, and so another thing just to mention is from a design standpoint, what strike missions allow us to do is to take creatures and bosses that we create in the story and campaign where most players only play once. Well, we get to take that, we get to tweak that, we get to modify that, put them in these strike missions, and players can play that over and over again, get great rewards for it, right? So we're really excited about that, and that's not all. So last but not least, we're also continuing our lineage of world bosses. So starting with episode 2, we'll introduce another one. His name is Drakkar. And so, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, in GW1, there was this creature underneath this ice. It was like you knew it was your car, but you couldn't really see it, you couldn't interact with it. Well, in GW2, he's going to be the world boss that you get to interact with. The concept art behind me is very early. It's still changing. We're still in the process of taking pieces of what we like and other things and mashing them together. But for episode 2, players will be able to not only interact with this guy, you'll be able to beat the crap out of him as well. So.
A smattering of applause to team up and fight stuff. Guild Wars is also known for all of you fighting each other. Is there PvP stuff for this?
Absolutely. So we actually have a new armor set coming soon.
From the back of the room, the one PvP fan, we got him.
Yeah, I'm getting that new armor set. Also, Z mentioned Swiss-style tournaments. Those are coming. I'm pretty excited about those personally. And then we have also mini seasons coming in between conquest seasons. So that's a way, it's an opportunity for us to sort of change up gameplay, different activities, and so on between conquest seasons. And then finally, we have not forgotten about world restructuring. We're actually really excited to talk about that in the coming months. Yeah.
No, you called the event. Talk about it now. You brought all of us here. Always with the teases. Guys, I think it looks great. Do you guys think it looks great? Thank you both for all your work on it.
Yeah.
Get off the stage and get back to making it. You know what I mean? Somebody's got to. If they're here talking to us, no one's making it at home, and that's a problem. Thank you. Round of applause for your stage crew, please, too. Before we leave you today, we have a few more final exciting announcements for you. So I'd like to welcome NCSoft VP of Marketing, Mike Sibowitz, to the stage. Come on, Mike!
Man. Woo. Hey, everyone. You liking everything? Awesome. Man, I haven't been this nervous since I was on Guild Chat, so give me a moment here. All right. We've been hard at work with our wonderful third-party partners on a couple of projects we hope you will love. As you know, ArenaNet's 20th anniversary is coming up next year. To commemorate that milestone, we've partnered with Dark Horse Comics to release a special compilation showcasing the Guild Wars franchise's rich visuals and art. The Complete Art of Guild Wars 20th Anniversary Edition will let you explore the living history of Tyria through an expansive collection of never-before-seen concept art, production materials, and creator commentary. It's an absolutely gorgeous volume releasing in the spring of 2020, and it's available to pre-order right now at darkhorse.com. Last month, we announced our partnership with Wild Bangarang to release some Guild Wars-themed leggings and dresses. I was going to wear it today. I couldn't get one in my size. But we're expanding our clothing options that are available. This weekend, both Hot Topic and For Fans by Fans will be debuting brand new Guild Wars 2 t-shirt designs in their online stores. And UK-based apparel company Insert Coin will be featuring a new line of Guild Wars 2 inspired hoodies and t-shirts starting next month. We are also partnering with Razer on a line of Guild Wars 2 phone cases and mouse pads. Well, if you like the music of the game, then we're happy to let you know you'll be able to stream the original scores for Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, and Living World Seasons 2 through 4 through Tidal. We've also been working with a company that's just up the road from us to help bring some Guild Wars' most memorable characters to life. Yep. The team at Funko are huge fans of the game, and today we're extremely happy to announce a line of Guild Wars 2 Funko Pops featuring beloved characters Aurene, Ritlock Brimstone, nice, and everyone's favorite lich, Paulo Ajoko. These pops will be available in January and will also include a code for a special Funko Pop mini pet for the character in-game. Your continued support of the game has made all of this possible. These partnerships would not happen without you. We cannot wait to show you more about the Iceburg Saga in the coming months. For now, here's one last tease to get you ready for the new season. As the Commander and Dragon's Watch arrive to greet the Blood Legion Imperator, Banga Runebringer, tempers flare between old acquaintances.
I'm here now. Nobody wants you here. Come, you're the one who ordered me here. Sentimentality. For a second, I forgot what you really are. Your tribune. My disappointment. Good thing your cub had me for a father. Look whose fangs finally came in.
Go, Greg.
Keep it going, right? That was a sneak peek, of course. Come on, give me a little. Okay, sorry. That was a sneak peek, oh my God, of the Iceburg Saga Prologue episode, Bound by Blood. Of course, you know it launches September 17th. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our show this morning. Please, before we go, though, give a huge round of applause to these cosplayers, all right? If you weren't here live, they were out there taking photos. Bjorn's Workshop, our Norn Guardian, Terrible Trio Creations, the Char Legionnaire, Khan Grimblood. They're actually going to be on the YouTube. HyperX is doing a show called Behind the Cosplay. You'll see them there in the coming weeks. Thank you all so much for being here in Seattle. One more time for yourselves, please. You've been such a great audience. Thank you for watching on the stream. Remember, please follow Guild Wars on Twitter, Guild Wars 2, Twitter, Instagram, find out more about the Iceburg Saga. And one more time before we go, let's roll that trailer. Thank you, guys.
You do not fear death. You fear something far worse. You fear outliving the ones you swore to protect. You fear the day your children no longer feel the chill of the frost or the warmth of the flame. It is this fear that is your enemy, not I. The prison in which all races of Tyria suffer. But you need not fear me, champion. For I can set you free. Join me, and you shall have the strength to protect your people in the trials to come. Stand against me, and you stand alone.